Hey guys, I'm Alastair from Kale, and today I'm going to be reviewing another Rad Power Bikes. This time I've got the RadMini 4. So this is the folding e-bike from Rad Power Bikes. They also do one that's called the Step Through 2. Basically what that is it has a much lower mid-frame so that it's easier for shorter people or maybe older people to step through and get on the bike and then start riding. So a few things I want to go over in this review. Some main things that you can't really see from a written review. And I want to remind you guys that this is a complimentary review to my full in-depth detailed review on trailandkale.com. I'll put a link up here now, so any specs or any detailed stats that you want on this bike you'll find in that review. So okay, what I want to show you in this review are things like top speed, acceleration, how to actually fold this bike and then bring it back to its proper self. So all those demonstrations I want to show you in this review, because this is a really cool electric bike from Rad Power Bikes and it's really accessible to so many people. So I want to show you some of these cool features and how easy they are to use as well. Okay, so really quickly I'm going to first take you over the LCD backlit display, which is this panel here. And this is really cool. If you watched my Rad Runner review, you would have noticed this didn't exist on there. So what it's got is an odometer, which shows you how far you've been. There's also a trip odometer, which will share how far you've been on that specific trip. It's got how much battery you've got left up here in the top left. It will show you your speed and how much power you're using as well, and it will tell you what the power assist level is on. So power assist is basically what happens when you're pedaling, and it's how much power you want to give from the battery and the motor to your pedaling. So it assists you pedaling, and that's really cool. As you turn that up, you'll notice you'll be pedaling the same, but you'll actually be going much faster and it'll be much easier to ride up hills, for example. On this monitor as well, right on the bottom, hopefully you can see, Helen, there is a little charge port, USB charge port, so you can charge your smartphone whilst you're riding under there too. And as I said before, it's backlit so you can see it at night. Also, looking at the handlebars, it's got some really nice faux leather material on here, and that's really comfortable, but also because it's kind of sort of shaped so that you can rest your palms on there. It's really comfortable riding with your hands on these handlebars. Over on the right handlebar you can see the throttle. So this isn't available in every country, so definitely check out my full review. There's a link down in the description so you can go check that out. There's a link on there which will tell you whether these features are available in your country. But basically you just pull the throttle back and you're off. So that's awesome, you don't even have to pedal. So for example, you're waiting at the traffic lights or something and you need to cross the road quickly. You can quickly ramp up that throttle and get across there without getting stuck in any traffic. What else? So looking over here on this bike, we've got 7-speed gear. So this is awesome. In fact, this bike is a much better ride than the Rad Runner in my opinion. And that's because it's not a single speed like the Rad Runner. The RadMini 4 actually has a 7-speed gearbox, or whatever you want to call it. But that allows you to pedal normally using proper hardware gears, not kind of power assisted stuff happening. So this is super helpful if you live somewhere where you have lots of hills and you need to get up those hills using your power, because this is a 750 watt motor and it will struggle on some of those steep hills by itself. You will need to assist the motor. So in these situations you're assisting the power rather than the power assisting you to get up those hills. So having these gears is really useful. On the left, on the handlebars, we've got this very cute little bell. Ding ding. Very nice. And up here we have 3 switches. If you zoom in on this helm, so you can see these, you have an up, a mode and a down. Basically the mode allows you to turn on the headlights and the rear lights, but also this panel and the bike itself. And the up and down arrows allow you to turn up the pedal assist whilst you're pedaling. So, and then you've also got the brakes, left, right, front, rear. So yeah, pretty standard there. And if you just have a look at the headlights thing. This is what these guys look like. And actually, the bike comes uninstalled, so you do have to put this all together. But depending on if you've done something like this before, it'll probably only take half an hour to an hour to do. So these took me about half an hour each to do because I bought a Rad Power bike in the past, so it's pretty simple. Here's the battery. Comes with a little key, so you can kind of lock it when you're not using it, take the key away, so then somebody can't power off with your bike. They could potentially cycle off with it, but as long as you've got it locked and it's switched off and you've got the key, they won't be able to zoom off, and hopefully you'll notice someone trying to take it. So that's a nice little feature. The rear light also acts as a brake light, so when you put your brakes on, you'll see the rear light go on flash. So that's really good if you're riding in a city or on the roads at night. It's a nice safety feature. Also, you've got this aluminium kickstand with plastic bottom on there, so that's really heavy duty, and this bike's pretty heavy, so I think it's around 70 odd pounds, so you do need a strong kickstand to be able to hold the weight of the bike. I'll do a little pickup example just to give you an idea of the weight. So you do need to get a good grip on it. It's pretty heavy. Might work out. Okay, what else? You've got these nice fenders on the rear and on the front. They come with the bike as part of the base package. That's great. Keeps your back and your bottom nice and clean if you're riding in the wet. What else? Here's the gears and the chain, so that's the 7-speed I was talking about earlier. Over here on the battery, there's a little socket, covered socket, to give it some waterproofing. That's how you charge the battery. Pedals are very cool for storage as well, so what you can do with these is push them in and then rotate, so that makes the bike much slimmer, and you have to do this when you are folding the bike, so I'll do a demonstration of that shortly. Okay, here's the mechanism where you fold the bike, and I'll demonstrate that. There is some adjustability in the saddle, so if you look under here, then you can actually slide the saddle forward and back and then fasten it so that you can be seated a little bit further away from the handlebars if you have longer legs, for example. You can also use this quick release to put the saddle up and down depending on your height, and same with the handlebar stem. There's a quick release here which you can just lift this up and down. Oh, and I almost forgot, the RadMini 4 comes with a front suspension fork, and there's about 80mm of give in this fork, so you can go over some pretty rough terrain and have a very comfortable ride. And speaking of comfort, there are some really nice fat tyres on this bike. If you have a look at these, Helen, these are really heavy duty, and they have actually got a puncture resistant liner inside here, so if you were to go over any small bits of glass or anything sharp like that, then you should be fine. And some of the great things about having fat tyres like this is if is that you can go off-road and you can enjoy a little bit of trail on these bikes. And for example, if you're riding on gravel and you're going fast, because these bikes have a top speed of 20 miles an hour, so they can go fast and there is pretty quick acceleration on them. So when you're going on something like gravel and you're turning sharply, these tires handle it really well because there's a lot of grip going down the sidewall. If you have an experience on a road bike or bike with much thinner tires, then you'll know that those front wheels have a tendency to slide out from under you on things like gravelly roads. So having fat wheels like this gives you a really nice confident ride on loose terrain like that. So that's really nice. Okay, so before I go on, let me do a really quick demonstration of how you actually fold this bike. So first off, don't laugh when I do this because it can look a little bit awkward. I don't think anyone's exempt from that, so don't worry if you do. First thing you want to do is fold in the pedals. So, Helen, all you do is push it in and then flip it up. And do the same on the other side. Then, it might be easier if you come around here, Hal. Well, firstly, take the kickstand off. Then over here, you release this quick release in the center of the bike, swing it around, and then lift it up, and you'll notice the bike will then fold. It's a little bit awkward, but it does help if you put the mid part of the bike down on the ground first, and you will get much better at this with practice. If you look down here at the ground, this is actually designed to be sitting on the ground, so that will protect the bottom of your bike. That's what that's there for. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. And if you just walk around it, Helen. It's pretty good. And then what you can do is also bring down the handlebars. It folds away like so. So as far as I can tell, there's no real way to kind of attach it once you've folded it in. So you might want to just get a little bungee or something just to hold it in place. Let me know in the comments if you have found a way to actually cinch it together so that it doesn't move. But the idea behind this is basically if you're short of space and you don't have the storage space, maybe you live in a small apartment in the city, you don't have much space in your house, then this is awesome because you can just bring it in, stick it in the cupboard. Also, if you're commuting, for example, and you need to take the train or a bus, then you can fold up your bike and stick it in the train. And you can also take it up to your desk at work as well, so you don't have to worry about storing it outside and it getting stolen, because we wouldn't want that. So really cool feature. Okay, so now for a demonstration of acceleration and top speed. The RadMini 4 can go a maximum of 20 miles an hour. So like I said earlier, definitely go check out my full review because that will show you what this bike is rated to in your country, because there's lots of different legalities to look over of different countries' rules and laws, so definitely check out that review. But this one in the US will go 20 miles an hour. It's got a pretty fast acceleration, which I'm going to demonstrate in a minute, and the distance it can go is up to 45 miles on one charge of this battery, and the battery takes around 5 to 6 hours to charge fully. So that's pretty impressive, but definitely note that distance is dependent on how many hills you're riding and your weight as well. So the payload of you on the bike and how many hills you're riding, that will determine how many miles you can get out of this, but it'll be anywhere from 25 miles to 45 miles. Okay, let's see how fast this puppy can go. You ready? the brakes too. So that's a demonstration of me literally just using the throttle on this bike. It's super quick, and I think any faster than that and you're pretty much on a motorbike, so, and it wouldn't really be as legal as this would be. So okay, I'm going to do a quick test of pedal assist now. I'm just going to pedal off. Pedal assist will be on number 1. Okay, yeah. It might take a little while to kick in, and it's dependent on the gear that you're in. So I'm in the hardest, which is number 7. So just flicking down gears. That'll be super easy on a hill. And I'm going to flick up the power assist or pedal assist. Okay, so interesting. I was actually able to get the bike up to 25 miles an hour by doing that. So I'm assuming the throttle is capped at 20 miles an hour. But if you're using pedal assist in gear 7 and pedal assist up to 5, then you can get 25 miles an hour out of this baby. Well, that's it for my review and demonstration of the Rad Power Bikes RadMini 4. I'm absolutely loving this bike, and I didn't think I would love it as much as the Rad Runner. Click the link up here if you want to learn more about the Rad Runner. It's also a really good bike, but it's very different, and it's for a different type of person that might have different uses, so definitely go check out that review. But this, for a folding e-bike, is insanely quick, insanely fun to ride, and I love how portable it is when it's folded. So this bike is going to be really practical, and I think there are going to be lots of people out there who are really going to love this bike, no matter what age you are or how active you are and how many reasons or ways you might actually want to use the bike. Okay, once again, I really hope you enjoyed this RadMini 4 review. Definitely give this video a like if you did enjoy it, and maybe share it with a friend who's thinking about getting their first electric bike. And subscribe to our channel as well for more videos like this if you did enjoy the video. Alright, well, thanks for watching and see you next time.